introduction and having me today. And I appreciate everybody taking the time to learn about our story at Goldseek. So as Gilbert mentioned, my name's John DeLuce. I'm the founder, CEO, and president of Goldseek Resources. And Goldseek's primary listing is on the Canadian Stock Exchange under the ticker GSK. So just some regular forward-looking statements. I instruct everybody to have a look at them on their own time. So a little background about myself. I'm a CA CPA, so I come from a finance background. I was a former manager at Ernst & Young, where I specialized in working with mining companies, producers across North America and Australia. So I have a lot of experience with them, and I know what they're looking for in a junior, and it's part of why and how I built Goldseek the way that it's ended up today. So I was part of a team that was responsible for the March 2020 Carscallen discovery, which led to closing a $110 million option and joint venture with Kirkland Lake Gold. So I have a lot of contacts with the majors, and they trust and value our track record to putting capital to good work and bringing the right teams together to give the best chance of a discovery. I'm also a member of the DeLuce family office. We've financed public companies. We've developed assets privately for the last 20 years, amongst being diversified across other industries. So we're not perma gold bulls, but we do feel the timing is right for gold, given the inflation, given what's going on economically. So we're very confident that the gold market is here to stay, and we'll be through the consolidation period shortly. And Stephen Logier is my lead on the grassroots side. He has a proven track record of making discoveries using a till-driven method, whether that's sonic drilling or till on surface, in the province of Quebec. And looking to my drilling modeling lead, which is at the top of importance for Beschefer, is Martin Demers. Martin was a senior management team member of Horizon, he was a leader for the development of the Casa Berardi mine, which is in northwestern Quebec. So he saw that through resource stage and leading what ended up being a $800 million buyout by Hecla, and that mine is still in production today. So as you know, I come from a finance background, but we believe in building the teams around the assets that we're developing, and that way it gives our shareholders the best chance of having success while keeping our costs. Given that we're a junior mining company under $10 million, we're also very focused on prudent capital management, and that's why building the teams around the asset is very important for us. So looking at our overall strategy, so we believe in the strategy of having a strong flagship asset that is either has a starting resource or is a near resource project, diversified by grassroots exploration. A lot of my competitors in the under 10 million market cap space are reliant on grassroots exploration, but that leads to people rushing programs, because at the end of the day, what drives value, what drives financing, that's drilling. So if you only have grassroots projects, it can lead to rushing and not properly evaluating properties or targets. So that's why having a strong flagship asset like Beschefer that we have, that's near resource, that I'll get into a bit more shortly, is a perfect combination of having a strong asset to lead and being able to take a patient, systematic approach on our grassroots assets that we develop in the background, with the majority of our budget focused on Beschefer, but a smaller amount focused on systematically developing the grassroots side of our business. As I went through, proven exploration team, we're Quebec focused. I believe that Quebec is the best mining jurisdiction in Canada and arguably in the world, given strong partnerships with the First Nations. It's an area that majors want to be in. We've seen a lot of M&A the last year, looking at QMX Monarch takeovers by majors, and the Quebec ministry provides a lot of financial support, including 40 cents back on the dollar in hard money spent in the province. So for that reason and many more, we believe it's the best jurisdiction to be working in. So we focus on effective capital management, which gets back to why I founded Goldseek in the first place. As I mentioned, my family office has been developing projects privately for quite a while. But what we found is in the sub 20 million, sub 10 million market cap space, there's a lot of lifestyle companies that aren't aligned with shareholders. And we went through optioning a few properties to companies that raised a bunch of money, spent very little of it in the ground, which didn't allow shareholders to get the chance of discovery. And that's what keeps us all in this business. So my family office, myself, my management team are the largest shareholders. We have over $1 million of our own money in Goldseek. And that's very hard to find amongst companies of our size. But also what you should ask companies is that just cheap paper? And my answer is no. We put over $500,000 in two of the latest financing rounds. That was 25 and 27 cents. And that's at double the price of where we're trading at today. So we continuously support the company financially, and we treat the money like it is our own and ensure that we get the most out of our money that we can. So continuous work programs and updates, because as soon as we run out of news or narrative to follow, investors will look for the next best story. So looking at our portfolio as a whole, so as I mentioned, we have our flagship Beschefer, which we have an 100% option to earn, an option to earn 100% from Wallbridge Mining. We also have Southern Arm, Cavion, West Bonanza, and Val-d'Or. I'll focus on Beschefer for this presentation to leave time for questions. But quickly, with our grassroots portfolio, over 100,000 acres, most of which doesn't have any underlying royalty, on favorable geology with some starting showings, and really that sort of land package, no underlying royalty, is what the majors want to get involved with. And we look forward to continuing exploration on that front as well. So getting back to Beschefer. So Beschefer, we announced the option to earn 100% from Wallbridge Mining in March of 2021. So this is a promise that I made to my shareholders when we went public in March of 2020. We went public with a strong portfolio of grassroots assets. But as I mentioned, grassroots exploration is most riskiest part of the exploration life cycle. And we really believe that you need a flagship asset to drive financing, to drive the catalyst while you systematically develop the remainder of your grassroots assets. So we believe this is a near-term, near-resource project. And when we started evaluating these opportunities, we knew that we had to evaluate projects that were either held by majors, producers, or large juniors, because anything that was held by a junior of our size or sub 100 million market cap, it would be their flagship and it wouldn't move the needle for us at Goldseek. So we found that with Wallbridge. They've been a great shareholder so far. I'll get into that a bit more shortly. But some of the you can see that one of our grassroots projects is adjoining Beschefer, and we're only 30 kilometers southwest of Wallbridge's Fenelon Gold deposit, Fenelon Gold project, excuse me, which has been an excellent asset, and they're due with their maiden resource any day now. And I think that has the potential to bring a lot of attention back to this camp. And we also have Kirkland Lake Gold, about 70 kilometers to the west, with their Detour mine, where they just announced 10 million ounces added to their reserves. So some of our historical assays is what really drew us to the property. 56 grams per ton over 6 meters, 13 over 8, and 3.5 over 30 amongst many intercepts. And that's what drew us to the project, but it's a continuous large-scale gold-bearing structure, and I'll get into that more. So it's one thing to say that you have a near resource project, it's another thing to start trying to prove it. And our first step is to model it, and the second step is to drill it. So over the last month, we've announced our 3D model and zones. We've identified 4 distinct zones based on the geology and rock type amongst these specific gold zones. And the blue sky potential on this project is the eastern lens, where the typical grade is 10 grams per ton over 11 meters. So we're well on our way through our maiden 5,000 meter drill program that's underway right now. A big part of that is extension drilling on the eastern lens that has seen very limited drilling to the northeast. So as you can see with the green traces, those are some of our step out holes. And the model has been holding up to date. I can say that we've been hitting the myelinite gold hosting zone very consistently, and we look forward to results starting at the beginning of October. So another view of the gold zones, clearly you can see the continuity, and this is open in each direction, with the majority of all of our drilling focusing in this first program on extending the high-grade eastern lens and also the central shallow to build to provide infill drilling for our targeted maiden resource next year. So over 24,000 meters of historical drilling, strong geological control defining the mineralization, and we've modeled it to 500 meters in down dip, 600 meters along strike, up to a potential 1,000 meters based on interpretations as of today. So the model is open. We believe this is a very rare find in the Abitibi in Quebec, and that's why we're so excited about developing this asset and starting with our maiden 5,000 meter drill program that's underway at the moment. So looking at the center slice section, it's a 150 meter window, but you can start to see the continuity in this gold system, and starting at surface, continuing to depth. And it's one thing to have some good intercepts here and there, but it's another thing to have it continuous, and that's what, as you know, that's what you need for a mine and not just something to promote. So you can see that as I mentioned, the depth and strike extent today, and there's a lot of exploring to go on this system. This is as I mentioned, this is the section that we're most excited about. This is the eastern lens where we have the extension for kilometers within the property. The highest metal factor intercept on the project is within this section, and that was 56 grams over 6 meters, amongst another one up dip 13/8. So our focus is to make a extension discovery in this zone, and which we continue hitting grades like that. We believe the ounce potential will continue to grow. So very excited about this section and zone. So a bit about the project as a whole. So the Beschefer Project is 12 kilometers east of the Salbay base metals polymetallic mine. It is now closed, but that was an asset that was a base metals producer for quite a while. That company that ran the Salbay mine made the initial discovery at Beschefer because they were trying to extend the mine life by, and it was originally a base metals target because they did see a similar geophysical signature at Salbay and Beschefer. So they made the original discovery and they kind of shuffled it to the side because they were focused on base metals. And then Exelon picked it up. They did the majority of the drilling in 2012-13, continued to hit consistently and expand the system. And then it was optioned to Wallbridge. Wallbridge Mining did a small program in 2018, which consisted of 1,600 meters. But because of the massive success that they're having at Fenelon, this project was overshadowed, which gave us the opportunity to acquire it with Goldseek. So this gives us another view of what we're drilling and our strategy on this maiden 5,000 meters. So this maiden program includes 22 planned holes ranging from 100 to 380. I can tell you one of the holes went to about around 400. And it aims to a few objectives. We need to infill drill this if we're going to deliver on our goal of a maiden resource in 2022 next year. So about 60% of this program is broken down in resource drilling, whether that's 25 or 50 meter spacing, to bring it to an inferred stage. But the blue sky is the expansion drilling that's being focused on the high grade east zone. And we look forward to providing more context and providing a drill update on that in the next week or so. So our key catalysts. So we've completed our modeling that's been announced. The 5,000 meter program is well underway. It'll be wrapped up in the next few weeks, results starting early October. But what is our 2022 plan? Our goal is to produce a maiden resource based on historical and first-year drilling. We are doing step-out holes, geophysics, to try to identify additional discoveries on this property. There hasn't been a lot of drilling outside of the main zone. And as you can see with the Fenelon gold deposit, neighboring projects, the gold systems in the Abitibi are large, and we haven't determined the extent of this system to date. We think it has the potential to be a world-class deposit, and that's what we're working to deliver on and improve. So as you can see with our timeline, we're just wrapping up our drill program, drill results for a few months, and then we're planning to be back drilling this winter. Friendly option terms with Wallbridge. So 10% on a fully diluted basis issued in stock over 4 years, and a work commitment of $3 million, no cash. So they're betting on the upside of Goldseek, and we are on track. Well, we've already met our first year requirements in March of 2022, and we're well on track to hit year 2 already by spending $1 million in this initial program. So one thing that stands out compared to our competitors is the management alignment and commitment. So we pride ourselves on having industry low G&A and being fully aligned with our shareholders. As I said, my management team, my family office has put over $1 million into the company, and we're the largest shareholders with 59%. So at the forefront is progressing this with effective capital raising and limiting dilution, so we continue to have a tightly structured company that has a lot of torque to potential developments. So really, outside of management, there's only 14 million shares outstanding. So as I mentioned, that provides a lot of potential torque on positive developments, and the majority of our warrants are between 50 and 60 cents. And we're trading today at 13 cents. Our last raise was done at 37 hard money. So really, bringing everything together, why Goldseek, why now, is first, and this is how myself, our family office values all of our money, especially exploration investments. First, valuation. We're at an under 5 million market cap, and for a new near resource developer in Quebec, we think that we have a lot of potential upside on what we've put together and what we intend to deliver for our shareholders. Structure, very tightly structured, 59% owned by management, industry low G&A. You know that we're in this to win alongside our shareholders, not at their expense. Catalyst, we're almost through our maiden 5,000 meter drill program. Assays will be out at the beginning of October, continuing for the next few months after that. Alignment, as I mentioned, industry low, and we're in this to win alongside our shareholders. And potential maiden 2022 resource targeted and additional discoveries. You look at the size of what we've outlined to date and our market cap and what we could deliver in terms of a maiden resource. I think you'll realize that we're very low on the valuation for what we've put together and being at a near resource stage potential. So we're fully funded for the rest of the year. After this drill program, we'll still have $1 million in cash. So we'll still be able to fund another program, but we'll be in a position of strength to raise money. We're not going to be out of money, and we're going to look to raise on the back of this drill program that we think has the potential to see a significant re-rating. Obviously nothing's guaranteed, but we're very positive on how the drilling's going, and we're confident that our model will hold up, but time will tell, and I'll let the investors in our following judge how we've done when we deliver our maiden results. So in wrapping up, thank you everyone for your time, and I invite anyone, if you want a one-on-one with me, please email goldseekresources@gmail.com. Happy to have a follow-up Zoom, and I'd like to turn it over to you, Albert, for some questions. Oh, Gilbert, I apologize.
Yes, we're running out of time, but we can squeeze in one question here from Faye. He's asking, can the drilling be done all year round here over there?
Yeah, so we've taken some of the investment. Previous operators favored drilling in the winter. However, we took the beginning of the summer to put in an all-year road and improve the access. So we will be able to drill this project year-round.
Okay, great. I think that's it for today, but thank you again for joining us to speak about the Goldseek here, John, today.
Yeah, thanks very much.